Some places invite you to imagine the past, but here, the past meets you halfway. In Uzbekistan, history doesn't hide behind glass or rope. It rises in turquoise domes that catch the morning sun, in quiet lanes shaped by centuries of footsteps, and in patterns carved with a patience our modern world rarely remembers. Walk a little farther, and every square, every minaret, every archway feels connected, as if each one is completing a story the last began. A story of scholars charting the stars, merchants crossing the Silk Road, and empires building beauty meant to last. And beyond the cities, the land softens into mountain valleys, silent deserts, and lakes so still they reflect not just the sky, but the sense of calm travelers often come here to find. In Uzbekistan, nothing stands alone. Every monument, every landscape, every moment feels like part of the same gentle thread, leading you deeper into a world that invites you to slow down, look closer, and rediscover wonder. This is not just a place to see, it's a place to feel, a place that stays with you. This is Uzbekistan. Registan Square, the heart of Samarkand, beats within this ancient plaza, where knowledge and culture once flourished under turquoise domes. Sunlight glimmers across intricate mosaics and soaring arches, casting brilliant patterns onto the golden stones of Uzbekistan's legendary city. For centuries, starting in the 15th century, Registan was a vibrant center of Islamic learning and trade. Its madrasas, some rising more than 100 feet, or about 30 meters, welcoming scholars from across the Silk Road. Standing here, a gentle hush softens the echoes of countless footsteps, reminding us that this plaza shaped not just a city, but generations of thought. The square's grandeur sits quietly beside memories of turmoil and renewal, inviting reflection on how endurance shapes the soul of a place. In Registan, the past is not a distant story, but an open invitation to renew our own search for meaning wherever our path may unfold. Shah-i-Zinda necropolis, A sacred avenue of memory and devotion, the Shah-i-Zinda is both a burial place and a living testament to the endurance of faith. Deep in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, this labyrinth of blue-tiled mausoleums glimmers under the sun, their mosaic domes and arabesque patterns reflecting centuries of artistry in every shifting shadow and scent of dust. Founded in the 9th century and expanded over 6 centuries, Shah-i-Zinda holds the tomb said to belong to Qusam ibn Abbas, a cousin of the Prophet Muhammad, drawing pilgrims and travelers along its rising staircase of remembrance. Walking here is an act of reverence, the silence softened by footsteps echoing stories of countless generations, of loss and longing and the desire to find connection across the ages. These ornate corridors balance reverence with resilience, where life's fragility is sketched beside unyielding stone, and devotion etches beauty upon sorrow. In this city of the dead, history stirs as a quiet invitation. How do our own stories endure, whispered between sunlight and silence? Bibi Khanim Mosque. In the heart of Samarkand, this monumental mosque stands as both a symbol of devotion and the enduring ambition of empires. Its immense turquoise dome rises above the bustle of Uzbekistan's ancient Silk Road, the blue and gold tiles catching sunlight in flickers, while shadow sweeps across intricate archways carved over 600 years ago. Commissioned by Timur the Great in the late 14th century, the mosque once housed one of the world's largest domed chambers, spanning more than 125 feet, or about 38 meters, in height, a feat that challenged the very limits of medieval engineering. Wandering beneath these soaring walls, there is a quiet sense of awe, an awareness of both human hands' reach and their inevitable impermanence. The brilliance of Bibi Khanim is softened by memories of collapse and careful restoration, its grandeur always in dialogue with the fragility of stone and time. Even now, in the sound of pigeons' wings, there lingers a question: how do we carry forward the dreams of those who built before us? Guri Amir Mausoleum. There is a gravity to this place, a weight that pulls memory close, as the resting heart of legacy for the conqueror Timur. Beneath the deep azure domes and intricate tessellated tiles, the city of Samarkand in Uzbekistan seems to quiet its own pulse. Sunlight glancing softly from patterned stone, while slender cypress shadows stretch across ochre walls. Built in the early 15th century, the mausoleum rises more than 90 feet, or about 27 meters, high. A blueprint later echoed in other grand tombs across Central Asia and even inspiring the Taj Mahal. Standing within its cool, echoing chamber, it is easy to feel history pressing in from all sides, a hush of reverence for lives and empires passing into story. There is both power and frailty here. The ambition of a ruler set in stone, yet softened by centuries of devotion and time's quiet hands. Even now, Gule Amir whispers of how journeys and dreams, whether carved in marble or held in the heart, can ripple far beyond their origins. Ulugh Beg Observatory. High above the storied Silk Road city of Samarkand, this observatory stands as a testament to humanity's enduring quest to measure the cosmos. Its arched ruins and the vast cylindrical sextant, once spanning more than 150 feet or about 45 meters, cut cleanly beneath the earth, bask in the fierce Uzbek sunlight and the cool hush of Central Asian evenings. Built in the 15th century under the guidance of Ulugh Beg, a Timurid sultan, mathematician, and astronomer, this site became a center of advanced celestial study, far exceeding that of its era, where scholars meticulously charted planetary motions and refined star catalogues unknown to Renaissance Europe. Far from being a relic, the observatory's spirit lingers, inviting each visitor to wonder what future answers might still lie waiting in the stars. Ichan Kala, this ancient walled city is the living heart of Khiva, a place where time settles like desert dust. Sunlight spills across narrow earthen lanes and turquoise-tiled minarets, each surface catching the soft gold of the afternoon. Here, in western Uzbekistan, shadows stretch beside latticework doors and ochre walls. For centuries, Ichan Kala stood as a caravan oasis on the Silk Road, its fortifications, some standing more than 30 feet high or about 9 meters, protecting generations of traders, scholars, and artisans since the 10th century. Walking these ancient corridors, there's a quiet awe in how daily life weaves seamlessly with legend, the calls of children echoing against structures built long before their time. Within these powerful walls lies a gentle duality, a sanctuary from the sweeping emptiness of the Kizilkum Desert, yet forever open to the comings and goings of distant lands. In the hush between sun and shadow, Ichan Kala whispers about how cities remember not just what they have endured, but why they still stand. Kalta Minor Minaret, an unfinished dream reaching toward the sky, Kalta Minor stands as a bold reminder of the ambition and unexpected turns woven into Khiva's story. In the heart of this ancient Uzbek city, its turquoise-glazed tiles shimmer under the desert sun, their colors shifting subtly as the day passes, casting cool tones against earth-hued city walls. Begun in 1846, the minaret was intended to soar more than 200 feet, or about 60 meters, but work stopped abruptly with the death of its patron, Khan Muhammad Amin, leaving it at a strikingly stout 90 feet, or close to 27 meters. There's a strange beauty in its incompletion, a sense of longing that lingers with visitors who imagine what could have been. The sturdy, vibrant tower stands both as a symbol of aspiration and a gentle lesson in limitation, coloring the skyline with possibility and restraint. Here, among the echoes of unfinished stories, you sense the way history shapes not just what is, but what is left undone, inviting us to ponder our own unfulfilled promises. Ark Fortress, more than 1,000 years of power and protection are etched into the towering walls of the Ark Fortress, embodying the spirit of resilience at the heart of Bukhara. Its monumental silhouette rises above the desert city in western Uzbekistan, its mud brick ramparts bathed in golden sunlight and dust, while shadowy archways hint at secrets held since the Silk Road caravans first arrived. Once the seat of the emirs, this sprawling citadel was not only a royal residence, but a self-contained city, with palaces, mosques, a mint, and even a prison, some walls climbing more than 60 feet, or about 18 meters, thick enough to withstand sieges and earthquakes alike. Standing here, it is easy to feel the weight of centuries and imagine the echoes of voices that once filled these courtyards, each stone steeped in dreams of glory, fear, and endurance. Power and vulnerability seem inseparable in this place. The same walls that sheltered rulers also isolated them, offering sanctuary while also bearing silent witness to countless upheavals. As the desert wind traces old scars across the fortress's face, one wonders what stories still linger, waiting for new travelers in a world that never truly stands still. Poe Kalyan Complex, a living testament to spiritual endurance and architectural harmony, this ensemble stands at the heart of Bukhara, Uzbekistan, inviting reflection beneath an ever-changing sky. Sunlight glides across jade and indigo tiles, illuminating the vast courtyard, where the towering minaret rises more than 150 feet, or about 45 meters, casting a gentle shadow on ancient pathways worn smooth by centuries of devotion and trade. First constructed in the 12th century, the Kalyan minaret survived Genghis Khan's invasion, spared in awe, and the mosque and madrasa expanded in later centuries, each era layering new stories into the complex, timeless silence. Standing here, between the elegant arches and the calls to prayer, one feels the quiet pulse of generations, a reminder of cultures meeting, learning, and enduring side by side. The grandeur is balanced by a serene humility. Intricate mosaics soften the formidable stone, and sacred echoes blend with the distant hum of daily life outside the walls. In Poe Kalyan, we find a convergence of faith and beauty, past and present, quietly echoing questions about what we choose to preserve and how places shape what endures within us. Kalyan Minaret, a silent sentinel of faith and resilience. The Kalyan Minaret stands as Bukhara's most enduring symbol, casting its slender shadow across centuries of Uzbek history. Rising more than 150 feet, or about 46 meters, above the baked streets of Bukhara, Uzbekistan, its patterned brickwork glows golden in the late afternoon sun, drawing the eyes ever upward, while the gentle calls of the city drift on the dry breeze. Built in the early 12th century under the rule of the Karakalpakstan dynasty, the minaret once guided travelers along the Silk Road and served as a beacon for the faithful, surviving Mongol invasions that reduced much of Bukhara to ash. Standing at its base, awe mingles with humility, as one senses the hopes and hardships etched into every weathered brick, a quiet witness to prayer and procession alike. There is a tender dissonance here, a solitude that stands against the city's ongoing bustle, a grandeur that whispers rather than shouts. In the shadow of the Kalyan minaret, time seems to hesitate, inviting us to consider how our own stories may one day rise, weathered yet unbroken, beneath unfamiliar skies. Chor Minor, 4 slender towers rise side by side, quietly capturing the spirit of resilience and wonder. Set on the edge of Bukhara, in Uzbekistan, this curious blue-topped gateway stands like a dream, stitched from sand and turquoise, its brickwork softened by centuries of sun and wind. Built in the early 19th century, Chor Minor once marked the entrance to a large madrasa complex, its name meaning 4 minarets, each one symbolizing a different faith or culture once woven into Bukhara's ancient Silk Road tapestry. Chor Minor's delicate symmetry evokes a contrast, a place standing both apart and interconnected, humble yet enduring. Here, in a city where trade, language, and belief once met, questions of identity drift quietly onward, echoing across the boundaries of time and place. Samarkand Mausoleum, a quiet testament to devotion and renewal, this mausoleum holds the essence of Central Asian perseverance. Within the ancient city of Bukhara, Uzbekistan, its compact brick structure casts cool shadows across sand-hued courtyards and calls the eye with subtle patterns shaped by sunlight and time. Built at the close of the 9th century by Ismail Samani as a final resting place for his father, the mausoleum has endured more than 1,000 years of shifting empires and once lay hidden beneath layers of river silt, guarding its secrets through ages of obscurity. Standing here, one feels the gentle weight of memory, where sacred architecture becomes both shield and embrace, both monument and shelter. The mausoleum's fortress-like walls seem both protective and inviting, offering a space for contemplation amid the noise of the city. In the enduring presence of these bricks, 1,000 stories echo quietly, reminding us that reverence and rebirth can be as enduring as stone itself. Chimgan Mountains. Rising like a gentle crown above the Tashkent region, these peaks remind us of nature's quiet power where earth meets sky. Slopes ripple in waves of jade and silver, pines clinging to alpine meadows, as distant snowcaps shimmer under the Uzbek sun, drawing a cool breath over the valley floor. For centuries, travelers on the Silk Road paused beneath Chimgan's watchful ridges, making this range a silent witness to countless journeys across Central Asia, with summits reaching more than 10,000 feet, or about 3,000 meters above sea level. Standing here, you sense both solitude and belonging, the hush of mountain air, tangled with the laughter of families and echoes of footsteps from ancient caravans. In this sweep of wilderness and memory, there is a duality between wild freedom and shelter, between the vast unknown and the comfort of a path returned to each season. Chimgan's heights quietly remind us how each landscape whispers its own story into the winds, waiting to be remembered wherever we wander next. Amir Timur Museum, a domed sanctuary of memory and ambition, this museum in Tashkent stands as a tribute to one of history's most formidable conquerors, echoing the spirit of power and perseverance across centuries. Sunlight dances across deep blue tiles and gilded mosaics, reflecting the timeless artistry of Uzbekistan, while domes and arches rise above silent halls filled with treasures and illuminated manuscripts. Opened in 1996, the museum honors Amir Timur, known in the West as Tamerlane, whose empire, in the 14th century, stretched over more than 3,000 miles or nearly 5,000 kilometers from India to the Mediterranean, shaping regions far beyond these walls. To walk these polished floors is to feel the delicate weight of legacy and ambition, hearing in the hush both pride and solemnity. Here, grandeur and mortality are forever entwined, triumph set against the passing of empires. In the quiet glow, one wonders how the stories and dreams of one ruler ripple through nations, reminding us how the past still shapes the pulse of our present. Kukeldash Madrasa, a silent witness to centuries of change, this madrasa stands as a testament to both faith and the enduring power of education. Rising above the bustling streets of Tashkent, Uzbekistan, the sun-bleached brickwork glows softly in the afternoon light, intricate mosaics tracing patterns across arched entrances, while the call of distant market vendors drifts by on the dry, Central Asian air. Built in the 16th century during the reign of the Shaybanid dynasty, the Kukka Madrasa once welcomed scholars who traveled from hundreds of miles away, its thick walls sheltering students of law, philosophy, and the Quran for more than 450 years. Walking through its shaded courtyard, one feels both awe and a curious humility, sensing the echo of footsteps that connect today's visitors with those who studied here through storms of upheaval and waves of renewal. There is a quiet balance between the solidity of tradition and the unpredictability of time, as the madrasa endures despite earthquakes, empires, and shifting ideologies. Here, amid the ancient bricks and the ever-changing city beyond the walls, the enduring dialogue between past and future continues to unfold. Minor Mosque. Serenity finds form in marble here, as this mosque stands not only as a house of worship, but as a symbol of unity for modern Uzbekistan. Gleaming under the broad sky of Tashkent, the graceful white domes and slender minarets reflect soft sunlight along the banks of the Anchor Canal, inviting visitors with gentle curves and intricate blue tiles that echo the city's ancient Silk Road soul. Built in 2014, just a short distance from Tashkent's historic heart, the Minor Mosque marries traditional Uzbek craftsmanship with a new era's ambition, its central prayer hall able to welcome more than 2,000 faithful at once, or over 600 meters squared in space. There is a quiet hope lingering in the air, a sense that even amidst rapid change, spiritual connection remains as constant as the flow of water nearby. Here, centuries of heritage rest gracefully alongside modern simplicity, honoring both memory and progress in equal measure. A visit invites contemplation, reminding us how even new foundations can deepen ties across generations and distant horizons. Independence Square. At the heart of Tashkent lies a place where ideals take shape in open air, a square devoted to the enduring hope of a nation. Expansive fountains glimmer under the wide Uzbek sky, while the graceful colonnades and towering Independence Monument echo the proud ambition of Uzbekistan's capital. Once the hub of Soviet authority, known as Lenin Square, this space transformed after 1991, when the country claimed its independence and chose a new symbol, a soaring stork representing peace, perched atop a globe nearly 50 feet high, or about 15 meters. Walking here, you sense a gentle tension between legacy and renewal, as families stroll thoughtfully across marble pathways, remembering the past while quietly envisioning the future. The vast openness of the square invites both reflection and celebration, mirroring how freedom can feel both uncertain and exhilarating at once. In this sunlit expanse, the nation's journey is not only remembered, it is lived, reaching quietly outward to all who seek meaning in the spaces that define them. Hazrat Imam Complex, at the heart of Tashkent, this sacred ensemble stands as a living symbol of Uzbekistan's spiritual resilience and scholarly legacy. Sunlight glimmers across the pale blue domes and the intricate mosaics, while the call to prayer floats gently over the city's soft morning air. Established in the 16th century, the complex houses the revered Muyi Mubarak Library, where the world's oldest known Quran, tracing back over 1,300 years, rests behind glass, its ancient script connecting generations. Within these tranquil courtyards, the rhythm of everyday life seems to slow, inviting a quiet reverence that transcends individual faith. Here, sacred knowledge and civic bustle coexist, a gentle contrast of contemplation and energy. The Hazrat Imam complex reminds us how history and hope can harmonize in one enduring space, quietly linking ancestors and newcomers in the ever-evolving story of a city. Fergana Valley. This is a cradle of cultures where civilizations have braided their stories across centuries. Sun-drenched and emerald in spring, the valley sprawls between the towering Tian Shan and Pamir Ale mountains, its rivers carving ribbons of life through Fergana in eastern Uzbekistan. For thousands of years, this fertile plain was a prized tapestry along the Silk Road, a meeting ground for Persian, Turkic, Mongol, and Russian influences, with village bazaars that once echoed in dozens of languages and travelers' songs. There is a quiet wonder in how daily life still moves to an ancient rhythm. Farmers tending mulberry groves, children trailing dust behind their bicycles, elders passing folk tales beneath hand-carved eaves. Yet, beneath abundance, there is gentle tension, the boundary between unity and division, where borders cut across the valley's wide embrace. Here, every harvest and every evening call to prayer remind us that richness emerges where worlds meet and where the story never fully settles. Kokand Palace. Once the heart of power and opulence, this palace stands as a symbol of both ambition and impermanence. Mosaic-tiled arches glitter in the sunlight above the city of Kokand, Uzbekistan, their blues and golds echoing across silent courtyards surrounded by pomegranate trees and the quiet movement of distant travelers. Built in the mid-19th century for Khudayar Khan, the last great Khan of the region, the palace once held more than 119 rooms and stretched over 180 feet, or about 55 meters, a testament to the emirate's past wealth and strategic importance along the Silk Road. Walking these echoing corridors, you feel both the pride of a dynasty and the lingering melancholy of its abrupt decline. Here, the delicate artistry of hand-cut tiles stands in quiet contrast to the turbulence that swept Khudayar Khan from his throne. In the stillness of these halls, one wonders how glory in every land rises and recedes, leaving behind beauty for future travelers to question and remember. Rishtan Ceramics Workshops. Here, the meaning of tradition is found in the hands that shape it, as centuries-old artistry comes alive in modern Rishtan. Pale blue tiles and earthenware shimmer beneath soft, filtered sunlight, their intricate patterns echoing through the workshops of this vibrant Uzbek town. In Rishtan, deep in the Fergana Valley of Uzbekistan, ceramicists have harnessed the area's unique red clay and mineral-rich glazes for more than 1,000 years, making the town a legendary center for pottery along the ancient Silk Road. There's a quiet, humble pride in the rhythmic motions of each potter, where every swirl of cobalt or emerald marks a story passed from one generation to the next. Among the kiln's glowing heat and the workshop's gentle bustle, timeless heritage and daily life blend in constant dialogue, a meeting of permanence and change. As new hands learn old ways, the artistry of Rishtan hints at how humanity, too, finds continuity within transformation. Nurato Mountains. The quiet grace of endurance finds its form in these ancient peaks, where lives have unfolded for countless centuries. Rising above the Navoy region of Uzbekistan, the slopes are brushed with silver-green pistachio trees and wild grasses, scattered villages tucked between ridges, where sheep bells echo softly against rock and sky. These mountains, stretching nearly 100 miles, or about 160 kilometers, once formed a natural barrier along the Silk Road, sheltering merchants and travelers as they moved goods and ideas between worlds. Between rugged cliffs and quiet pastures, survival and serenity coexist, their tension felt in the hush of dusk or the laughter of village gatherings. In the hush of Nuratao's highlands, we sense how the world reshapes itself, quietly, persistently, when nature, history, and memory entwine. Aidakul Lake, in the heart of Uzbekistan's Navoy region. A shimmering oasis stretches across the vast steppe, quietly illustrating nature's patience and resilience. Golden reeds whisper at the water's edge, while turquoise waves catch the endless sun, casting a gentle glow across the quiet, shifting sands and the distant outline of yurts that dot the semi-desert that surrounds the lake. By accident, in the middle of the 20th century, when Sir Daria River water overflowed into a low-lying depression, Aydarkul now covers more than 1,600 square miles, or over 4,000 square kilometers, creating a new habitat in what was once arid wilderness. A quiet awe in standing beside these unexpected shores, where local shepherds have adapted their traditions to the rhythms of this modern yet ancient-feeling sea. Munakship Cemetery. Here, the meaning of loss is etched not only in memory, but on rusting hulls and empty sand. Once a bustling fishing port on the southern edge of the Aral Sea, Muinak in Karakalpakstan, Uzbekistan, now lies silent under a vast, searing sky, with weathered fishing vessels stranded in a desert of saline dust. Decades ago, this region's shoreline stretched for miles, over 100 miles, or about 160 kilometers, but a combination of Soviet-era irrigation projects in the 20th century diverted the rivers, starving the Aral Sea and transforming proud boats into grave markers. Walking among them today, a quiet ache lingers, for there's both fascination and sorrow in these relics, tangled with the resilience of lives that once thrived here. The sharp horizon dances between memory and hope. What was once blue water is now a pale, endless steppe, and yet, somewhere amid the hush, you sense the story of humanity's power to alter and perhaps restore the landscapes it calls home. The wind, restless as always, carries away the past, but leaves us a question about the future of places shaped by both ambition and loss. Savitsky Art Museum. Beneath the quiet surface of Nukus lies a sanctuary of suppressed beauty, where the power of art to outlast oppression takes on new life. Sunlit galleries in this remote city in Uzbekistan offer a surprising burst of color and imagination, with paintings and sculptures whispering their survival stories from softly lit corridors and stark white walls. Founded in 1966 by Igor Savitsky, the museum safeguards over 82,000 works, many from artists persecuted during the Soviet era, preserved here far from Moscow's watchful gaze, each canvas a testament to courage and quiet rebellion. To wander among these bold pieces is to feel both the ache of lost voices and the hope sparked by their resilience. In this oasis, where the silence of the Karakalpak Desert meets the defiant colors of avant-garde art, history's shadows are balanced with a rare promise of freedom. Within these walls, even as borders and empires shift, human expression quietly insists on being seen, a reminder that what matters most often survives in the most unexpected places. Ayaz Kala Fortress. Rising from the arid sweep of the Kizilkum Desert, Ayaz Kala stands as a testament to the enduring spirit of ancient Khwarezm, its walls whispering stories of both defense and resilience. Here in Karakalpakstan, Uzbekistan, ochre stone battlements crown a lonely hill, their silhouettes etched against endless blue sky, while the wind carries a dry heat over the silent stronghold and scattered tamarisk shrubs below. Built in the 4th century BCE, more than 2,000 years ago, the fortress once sheltered local communities from nomadic raids, its thick ramparts stretching nearly 60 feet, or just over 18 meters, above the plain, demonstrating a balance of military engineering and everyday survival. To walk these ruined corridors is to feel an echo of vulnerability mixed with determination, a reminder of how isolation can forge both hardship and protection. Toprak Kala Fortress. Rising from the ochre plains of Karakalpakstan, this ancient stronghold stands as a silent witness to the shifting tides of power and belief across northern Uzbekistan. Dry desert winds sweep through corridors of sun-baked mud brick, carrying with them the faint echoes of priests and kings who once moved within these vast, rectangular walls more than 1,600 years ago. Built as the capital of Khwarezmia around the 2nd century, Toprak Kala's expansive citadel once housed elaborate frescoes and opulent treasures before the sands encroached and dynasties faded away. There's a quiet awe when you stand within the fortress, the emptiness humming with memories of spiritual rituals and imperial ambition.